We continue our coverage tonight, bringing in former San Diego GOP Chair Corey Gustafson with his reaction to this apparent assassination attempt and how this moment can be used to ease the political climate of our country. Bring me back to yesterday. Where were you when this was all unfolding, and what were you thinking in those initial moments?
I was at dinner with my wife, and when I heard about what happened, it brought me back to July of 2024. It brought me back to September 2005 when we had the first assassination attempt on President Trump, and then the assassination of Charlie Kirk in September of last year. And I was angry. I was angry like every American should be, regardless of political party. We can't keep having leadership in our country be targeted for assassination. Our battle should be done through debate, through respect, and not through the power of a bullet.
So how do you go about changing the rhetoric and the political temperature in our country right now to prevent things like this from happening? As you noted, this is now the third attempt at assassinating President Trump.
I'll be honest with you, I've been on ABC News and many other channels talking about these assassination attempts, and I always say that both sides should cool down and play this out through debate, words, not through violence. But again and again we see left-wing violent extremists target conservative leaders in this country. I think it's time that the Democratic Party looks at itself, looks at its messaging with President Trump, and starts to think about, why is this all coming from one side?
Let's be honest, President Trump himself is not immune to what people would refer to as violent rhetoric, or his administration. The two U.S. citizens who were killed at the hands of ICE agents were called domestic terrorists. He recently has said that he wanted to wipe out an entire civilization, referring to Iran as this war plays out. How much of a responsibility does Trump himself have to change that temperature, because he, as the leader of our nation, kind of starts with him? President
Trump's rhetoric has been targeted at the Ayatollahs and leadership of Iran. This is a demonic group that murders their citizens, butchers their people, kills people because of their sexual orientation. So I think President Trump's tough talk versus the Iranian regime is more than expected, and this has nothing to do with what's going on with the attempts on his life. We should look at each other. We should look, regardless of if you're a Republican or Democrat, you should feel as angry as I do today that many people could have been killed last night, just not President Trump, but Democrats in the event as well. We need to say no to this violent extremism. We need to solve our problems through debate and the ballot box, and everybody should be condemning it, and people should not only condemn it of both political parties, but we should be working to try to stop it.